What's up? What's up? What's up, Facebook fam? It is evening tea with Gail time and my girlfriends. And as you can see, like I'm an on time type of chick. My sister Kim is on time, and these other people, as you can see, are missing in action. But again, they will be back on here. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me here on Evening Tea with Gail, where we kind of just dish the tea and just have a really good time and allow you into our personal space. As you guys know, I started Evening Tea with Gail like back in March. Because usually me and my girlfriends, my sisters, get together for people's birthdays, anniversaries. We get together for all of those things. Here comes a late one. She's always late. And so here comes another late one. She's always late too. So, but again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. But literally, I
You're
I
all made
started
up. I
this
need to put
because
some lipstick.
I was missing my sisters. I was missing my girlfriends. And so I started doing evening tea with Gail just to be able to connect with my girlfriends. And what a better way to show you guys the sisterhood that God has, placed me among some amazing women, right? And we all came from different backgrounds, but we all have things in common and we work together. And most people say that African American women can't work together and support each other. And, we have literally changed the narrative. Like, I don't like most of them, but they pay me to be their friend. So, as long as they keep me on their payroll, I'm good. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me. And so I like to go around and tell everybody what I am drinking tonight. And I am drinking tangy tangerine from the Tea Lovers Cafe. And so I'm going to put that in the chat box. But let me just tell you, the Tea Lovers Cafe is an amazing, amazing online cafe for tea lovers. And the tea is really good. And for most people who know me, I am a tea connoisseur. I don't drink coffee. I drank coffee one time in college and was up for 2 days. But I love me some good tea, and this is some really good tea. So you guys go check it out. Kim, what are you drinking today?
I am drinking a concoction of my Herbalife products to help build my immune system. I'm in contact with clients on a daily basis, and so I need to keep my immune system as in check as possible. So it's a combination of three products. Our immunity essentials. Oh, I can't see. There we go. Our best defense that has zinc and echinacea in it, and our NRGT that helps with opening up your bronchial tubes, mental clarity, and brain focus.
All right, Mr. Juan, actually the owner of Tea Lovers Cafe. What are you drinking tonight?
First of all, I want y'all to see my cup. What it says. I don't give a, I don't give a sip.
I like that.
I like it too.
So I am drinking one of our holiday blends called Mued Wine. We have four blends, and this is one of my favorite ones. It gives you a little taste of harvest, cranberry, some wine-like taste, all those little things of Christmas. So that's what I'm drinking to warm my spirits, and we're offering it in our little holiday glass of joy. You get a big glass of all our holiday specials in it. It is not this I don't give a sip. And I'm just going to say, I don't give a sip about Gail talking about she got us on her payroll to like her. What? Go ahead, Gail. Go ahead, Kiki.
No, for me to like you. For me to like you. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
for you to like
All right.
me. Oh,
oh.
Kiki, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking some no, cranberry apple tea.
Oh, that sounds good.
It
that
All
is.
of
sounds
the tea sound good.
good.
And so, as you guys know, I
You
come
like
to you guys.
cranberry, Kiki?
Huh? I like cranberries as well.
You like cranberry?
Hmm.
Oh, then I need to send you
Okay.
a package so you can sample.
What
Yeah.
I would
So,
love
Juan,
that.
tell them about your box that you're promoting this month. Because, and like I said, even if Tawan and I, she wasn't one of my sisters. She really has an amazing, amazing product. Mary says, "Hello, lovely ladies. Your drink sounds delicious, Tawan." Oh, okay. That's what Mary says. The
Um,
green sounds
this,
delicious.
this from November to we actually sold out, believe it or not. Hallelujah. But we were doing a gratitude box, and the gratitude box had a gratitude journal, had a gratitude jar, exercises that you could do to practice gratitude. Of course, it had some tea, it had some chamomile lemon, some lemon citrus, and I think two other flavors, and some tea treats. And the box is really just to get you to focus in on what you're grateful for, to just be thankful for all the things you have and don't have. We're in a season where there's so much going on. So I thought the gratitude box would definitely be something good for this holiday period. And again, I just want to say, I want to thank everybody who has shopped small businesses, bought our books, or whatever they bought from us, because they are the reason that I sold out. Be back in stock in
Amen.
January. Thank you, everybody. But because we all got a lot to be grateful for. I know I do. I know I do.
Yeah.
And Dr. Kiki.
Amen. Amen. All right. So there's a lot of congratulations in order. I'm telling you, these ladies are phenomenal. Like, seriously, I'm just like, what? So we wanted to congratulate Dr. Kiki Ramsey for defending her dissertation on Friday, December 11. There's a doctor in the house.
In the house.
We are so proud of you. We know there was sleepless night with those babies up all night. We've been praying for you. There was some tears. I ain't doing it. I can't finish it. But you got on through, so we are very proud of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Miss Shawn Mason Spence for graduating this weekend from the Black Mastermind Entrepreneurship platform. She's going to be actually teaching 3 times on the platform. She's not on here because she is preparing for that. We just want to lift her up. Her graduation is on Sunday, so I'm really proud of that. I want to congratulate Lisa, which will probably be joining us. She's just going to be leaving her show. Here comes another late one. She's always late too. So, but again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Right. Y'all hear that? I'm still preparing for that. We just want to lift her up. Her graduation is on Sunday, so I'm really proud of that. Who got me on? Who got me on? Lisa, which will probably be joining. Is that somebody's phone? Leaving her show. Here comes another late one. She's always late too.
That is interesting.
I think I must have had it. Go ahead. I think I must have had it. I'm trying to monitor. So keep going.
Oh, thank you, Kiki, for my sharing. Girl technology. But thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk about Sharon in a minute. But thank you. Congratulations to our sister Lisa. She is doing her luncheon with Lisa. She's doing some great things, and I am so proud of her. Tawan has, you guys don't know because she never really talks about it, but she has an amazing, amazing nonprofit. And this year she is blessing a family that is in need, that lost their parents, and with her angel tree. So Tawan, can you tell people if they still can donate to your angel tree with the family, or
Yeah,
what
they
you
have. There's a family in PG County. The grandmother has inherited 3 children. Her daughter died of an overdose. The grandparents inherited the kids. Of course, social services, because of COVID, is not 100% in full service. A girlfriend of mine reached out who's in the school system. One of the children are in her class. She said, "Tawan, how could you all help?" I said, "Whatever it is that you need, we can do." We have already provided them packages, and their situation is kind of great because the grandparents are living in an environment where there's no electricity, no water. The property they're living on, they work for the people, and the people are assisting them, giving them electricity to run to their trailer. So we just want to be a blessing to that family. We've already taken, like I said, 1 package. We took them a COVID package. We took them a grocery package. We took them coats and things for the kids. So while we did all that to just help in the immediate need, Christmas is coming, and no matter what, people still should be able to celebrate Christmas. This is the season for giving. So if you would like to give, you can give to, and you can do it at Cash App, Empower Women. Yes, Empower Women, women walking in their own shoes. Because what I'm doing now is I'm just going to give a gift card to the grandparents, because she knows their needs way better than what we do. We did have something on Amazon where you can buy the kids some gifts. People have taken care of that. But I think what is best is just we give her a gift card. We allow her to go and take care of what the needs are for her, for not just the children, but for her, her husband, and the kids. So if anybody wants to give, when I say this family was so appreciative when they took everything, I did not go, but the school that I'm connected with, they went. The teacher went. The pictures they sent me, y'all, all I can say, we're so blessed.
Yeah. So
We
Tawan, if
are
you could put
so
that,
blessed.
put that Cash App in there. Again, we know there's a lot of people going through. We want to say congratulations to our sister Valerie Weaver. She is a new nana, grandma, whatever she want to call herself. Her son Malcolm had a little girl. She's a cutie patootie. We want to say congratulations to our sister Kim. Now, let me just tell you, Kim. You started some squat challenge, and I was with you for 2 days, and then the hip got the hip got the acting up, and I was like, "Let me sit down." But look, I see you on Instagram. I'll be with you. I'll be there, spirit, mind, and not body. Just
That's the private chat, Tawan.
Huh?
That's the private chat. That's the private chat.
I know.
Put
Yeah,
it in.
I realized that when I did that. So
so. Is your challenge still open, Kim? I know you do a
Yes,
weight loss.
anybody. Yes,
Go ahead.
anybody can join. We're doing. It's for the American Cancer Society. I don't know how, but Reggie got on it somehow, and so he's been doing it, and so I decided to support him in doing it. You have till the end of the month. You can start whenever. It's 50 squats a day. You can do very different variations of squats, and so I try to do that as much as possible. To do some with weights, some without weights, some jump squats, some low impact squats, just different variations of it, just to, be
Well,
in
I was
support of
just
him.
doing the regular ones because I know that I could build a butt. I wasn't blessed in that area. I was blessed with these, but yeah, no, no. We have. I just want to give a shout out to Sharon Parker before we really get into our chat. Sharon held her very first Rosa uh, virtual conference, and Tawan and I and Lisa have been with Rosa for 8 years now, and it was an amazing event. I was having internet problems, but she did honor me and Tawan. So Sharon, we thank you so much for even acknowledging us. We appreciate you. And so let's get into our little chat.
Hey, Gail, can I say
What?
one thing about Can I say
Yes.
one thing about that? Can I tell you what was phenomenal though about her platform and her conference on Monday? She had the millennials and she had the seasoned, and I'm telling you the information that was shared across from the millennials to the season. It was really good to see how the generations could teach and impart into each other, and how open the millennials were to learn. So it was really good. And Lisa Dove's daughter spoke, y'all, for her first time, and she was excellent. She talked about money and empowering her children with money. So it was really good.
All
So
right.
kudos to Sharon.
Kudos to Sharon. Thank you so much. All right, I want to talk. I got asked this question, and it has absolutely nothing to do with what I do. One lady called me, and I was like, "Okay, why did you call me?" It's when these celebrities, right, that have a lot of money, right? I was called and asked what it was my opinion about Cardi B wanting to buy $88,000 purse. What do y'all think about that? Come off mute, Kiki. Come off mute.
Oh, yes. I think it's interesting because I think that a lot of people will judge how other people spend their money, and not knowing their situation. And so for me, it's not more of how much she would spend on a purse. Although, I mean, I would probably make a different decision, but that's just me, right? Like that's just what I would do. I just hope, my hope is for Cardi and any of these other entertainers like that, is that they are protecting their money in a way that when they don't got the big booties and the breasts and the small waist, so when money can't keep paying for it to happen, or your talents or whatever happens, because you know, sometimes we're hot and sometimes we're not, right? I'm just hoping that, and there's many of people who are now broke who used to have a lot
Lot
of
of
money.
money.
So I'm just hoping that she is financially sound in other areas, and then she can do what she wants to with, you know, certain parts of her money, right? Like I have allowance, right? My allowance won't allow me right now to buy no $80,000 purse, but because I got a checking and a savings, and you know what I'm saying. So my money don't go that far, but with my allowance, I can buy whatever I want to, because I have taken care of everything else over here, and this is my play money. So I think it's more so about hoping that she has her other money under control, and then she can do what she wants to do.
Yeah, my opinion on this is that we can't, $88,000 to her, right? It is somebody's whole entire salary for a year, right? You know, in some
A couple people,
instances.
it could be a couple people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so the thing is that, like, my thoughts was, like you said, she earned it however she earned it, right? For me, like you, Kiki, I would make different choices, and my choice would be to give, because there are so many people, and it just breaks my heart. And I have been giving, right, and I don't announce that on Facebook and stuff, but I'm a giver. My heart is to give and to help, and and I am teamed up with a couple of charities. So if I had 88,000 to give, I know for a fact that all of that would go to help people really in need.
But
And
I think
my
right with
hands
Cardi
are
though,
open
she
to
does
her.
still give though. Like I think she still gives, and she still got 88,000 to spend on a purse, right? Like I
Right.
don't that, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like I don't think you have to spend, you have to give everything you got. There are certain pots of money, and she gives, she spends, and you know, saying she has other stuff. So I think that with your own money, that doesn't exclude you from giving. You might have gave $100,000 this year, or $1 million. Mackenzie is Jeff Bezos' wife is giving away all her money, right? But she
Mhm.
still live good. She still eat
Yeah.
real good, but she's still
Mhm.
giving money. So I just think that we I don't think it's either or. I think it's just more so that that's what she chooses to do, but she also does some other things in terms of giving too.
I think people need to get themselves out of bondage about worrying about what other people do, because the fact of the matter is, none of us really know what Cardi B does other than she's getting ready to spend $88,000 on a pocketbook. I don't know how much money she gives to charity. I don't know if she what kind of philanthropy she is, what nonprofit she's donating, what causes she has taken to, because sometimes they don't broadcast all those things. I
Mhm.
think when people live in lack and don't have, they make such judgment calls when people say things like, I'm going to spend $88,000 on a purse. I'm with Kiki. I have my pots of money too. I know what I can spend and what I can't spend, and I spend my money on what I want. And I know, Kiki, you can share this, and I'm not sure if you all have bought products or something of this. When I bought a Peloton, you know how many people were. Some I kind of bought it and it was a gift. People were like, "Why would you buy a Peloton? That's an investment into my health, and that's why I buy Peloton." But really, it ain't none of your business, because it's my money. I go to work every day, and if I choose to buy 800 Pelotons and put it in every other room in rooms I don't have, why do you care? What you should do is be a good steward over your money, make sure that you are doing right by your finances, and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing, because at the end of the day, I have no clue what Cardi B is doing. And she can twerk, she twerk hard enough, and she whop it and whatever else she do. I don't say a whole lot about her. But whatever she do enough of it. If she feels like she deserves an $88,000 pocketbook, baby, I would like to get the remnants of the ones that you don't want. That was 2,000, 5,000. I'll take it as a church.
Exactly. And to
I mean, to me, I just in financial bond. I mean, people in bondage when they worried about stuff like that. I'm trying to make sure my family don't get COVID.
Tawan, what's so funny is, I got the Peloton bike and the tread, and I know people gave me the side eye, but baby, I look fine. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can give me the side eye, but I'm looking fine because I'm on my Pelotons every day, and it's an investment in me. And we all got something that we willing to spend that money on. Y'all know me. I like cars. I like cars. I like Lisa. Don't say nothing, Lisa Duff Washington. Don't say nothing. Yes.
She does like cars. She does like.
Oh my gosh. Like cars.
She had a lot of cars, you guys. An unusual amount.
She has
an unusual amount.
She has
like 15 cars. Like 15
in her lifetime.
Oh my gosh. Y'all gonna have me laughing till I go to sleep tonight about these cars and Kiki and her cars.
She's had a lot of cars, and we won't tell you what kind of cars they were, but she's had a lot of them, and she revealed that, and I almost peed my pants how many cars she's had. But she didn't have more cars than probably all of us on here collectively. And so but like I said, I don't even know why I was asked that. And you're right. People can spend their money however they want to spend it. We didn't earn it, right? And so that was one thing. The other thing I wanted to ask you guys is that Lizzo, like I like her music. I like her because she is unapologetic about her size, how she feels about herself. She's all about being body positive, but she's catching a lot of flack because she went on a 10-day detox, which everybody I know, I don't care if you're skinny or whatever, have been on some kind of detox, trying to do whatever. She said that she was not trying to lose weight, that her body had become very sluggish, and Kim can talk more about this, from not being so active with COVID going on. Everybody talking about the COVID-15, COVID-20 or whatever, but she literally has gotten slammed because she's like, I just need to feel better. I'm not trying to be no size 2. I'm not trying to use a detox as a way to lose weight. She's like, I just needed to get my organs cleansed out. Most health professionals say we should do that, right? And she's just taking a lot of heat.
I think a lot of people.
Go ahead.
There's a frocking bull if she's doing it because she lose weight or she don't want to lose weight. That's her personal choice. That's her decision, and she should do whatever is best for her. Again, people making decisions and they're operating and giving their responses of their lack of whatever. I know all 5 of us have had a detox for whatever reason or another, and some of us have had it for the same reason that she has had it. We just felt so sluggish or whatever, so we said, let's take a detox so we can get on. Kim just talked about. Go ahead, Kim. Talk about what you were talking about earlier with the things you were drinking and how. But I'm like, damn, do we really get on doing that?
But you know what it is? I think because she is a big girl. And so big girls, when they have a representative, like, that poster child, for lack of a better word, as their representative, and then that representative makes some physical changes, everybody that's a big girl starts to freak out because, like, oh my gosh, we have nobody to represent us. And it's not that. At the end of the day, we all have to do something that is going to improve our health. COVID has definitely done a number on all of us, like weight-wise. Some people have lost hair because of it. We've broken out, just all these things. And so for her to do the detox was necessary. We should be doing a detox every quarter. At least four times a year, we should be doing a detox just to make ourselves feel better, to clean out our digestive system. And especially since, and this is like one of those TMI moments, when you don't want to have so much of that fecal matter caught in your system, that can cause toxicity throughout. You want to be able to clear that up. We should be, having those moments where that is important, that we reset the system, and her being able to do that was worth it for her. But she's more than likely catching flack because the big girl community is probably feeling like she's no longer represented, or she may like how she looks and continues to lose the weight. And then they'll have no one to represent them fully confident in her skin and whatever. And you think about, like, when Monique lost her weight, she caught flack too. When Gabby from Precious or Power, I'm sorry, Sidibe, when she started losing her weight, and yes, we know she had surgery, but at the same time, when they start losing the weight, the community of fuller figured girls sometimes feels like they're losing that one representative that can show, like, it's okay to be big, it's okay to be thick and be healthy, and that is the truth. But you can't, like, just post all of your stuff on that one person and then make that person pay for them making health choices.
I got a question, Kim. I agree with everything that you're saying, and I think that people just are going to have to learn how to feel good about themselves. But I want to know, like, you talked about detox, and if you have, like, any recommendations of what that should look like every quarter, because I'm interested in doing something like that, maybe towards the beginning of the year, something like that. Or are you going to have a challenge or something like that?
I am going to have a challenge, and we have a product. It's a 21-day cleanse, and it's extremely gentle. You take 2 tablets at night and 2 tablets in the morning. The night tablets, you start at night. So you take them at night, and they go in and they start, like, acting like a pot scrubber to help kind of break up the fecal matter that's caught in your system. And then the morning tablets are that help you to replenish the stuff that the night tablets are going to take out. Yes, you'll probably definitely have more bowel movements than you're probably accustomed to. But it's not going to run you to the bathroom. It's very, very gentle. Definitely make sure you're drinking a great amount of water, at least half of your body weight in ounces on a daily basis, especially during that 21 days. Maybe refrain from, like, the French fries and the fried foods. You don't have to, but I would definitely, kind of roll that back so that your system can do the cleansing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the new year is a good time to do it, because if you think about it, we're just home a lot with COVID period, so we're consuming and eating way more than we usually do. Then we just got Thanksgiving. I don't know what y'all ate, but most people still had that traditional Thanksgiving, that heavy food, and then we're getting ready to go into Christmas and getting ready to do it again. So at the beginning of the year is a very good time to really start kind of just rebooting your body. Yep. Yeah, so you can be right. So I think it's a good time to do it. And I think I've tried, Jules. I didn't quite make it the whole 20 days, y'all, because
and it don't make you do like what we was doing, Kiki, with them.
Mango 7. No.
Girl, I was in the middle of a protein session. I said, "Excuse me." I said, one of my kids acting a fool. I put them on because I didn't want to say I gotta go prep. Like, I put them on. This is my times in London at 9:00 in the morning. I had to put them jokers on hold. I had to quit that, Kiki, because I was like, I can't be running to the bathroom. It was quick though. And they like, are your kids okay? I'm like, yeah, they were just acting up in school.
And I tried it when you mentioned it I think you mentioned it maybe 3 teas ago or something. So I went and bought it and I tried it. I was like, as soon as I see her, I'm going to punch her in her damn throat.
I warned y'all.
Kiki, you were saying take 3 of them and one of them gummy.
I ain't even do it. I was like, nope, I
got
ain't even do it.
real quick.
Because I said my system is good all by itself. Y'all are not doing that to me. Already they looking at me like, again, yes, I'm good with that. Okay, so no, I ain't need no help. I said Kiki is setting me up. No, no, no.
Hey, Lisa, I would have listened to you because my system, I do go twice a day already. I did that thing. I was like,
Yup.
so I think I could just take my
I
laptop
was holding my blood together, and I was running to the bathroom, and I was like, "Oh no, this is costing me time and money, and I am 52 to be crapping on myself. No more."
Listen, y'all have to take. You got to take it, and then you got to get up early. And
You know, I get up every morning at 4 o'clock. That thing came at 9:10, and I was in the middle of those people, and they was like, "Gail, you okay?" I said, "No, my kids are acting up. Hold on."
well, I'm sorry, but it worked. That's all I gotta say.
But you know what? Even with us, even with us having regular or consistent bowel movements, doing the reset every quarter still helps to remove any of the extra stuff that's caught in our digestive system. When we do our weight loss challenges and we talk about like digestive health and stuff like that, one of the things you want to prevent is having all of that plaque up again, you know what I'm saying, throughout your digestive tract. It turns into gangrene. It can get infected, just it's yuck. So having that, even as much as we go twice, 2 to 3 times a day, I know this is a TMI moment, but having to do the reset once a quarter will definitely help you as well.
But I want to do 20. See, this is wrong.
It's not bad
right now. I want to do 21 days.
It ain't like
right now.
Right. Yeah, I do 7 days.
I want to move on. I want to move on to something else. I already had this conversation. What do you guys think about people saying that Dr. Jill Biden needs to drop her doctor when she becomes the first lady of America? Look at her.
Listen, Linda.
They need to use the power of shut up. Just shut up. Cut it out.
So what's funny is that op-ed came out like a couple days after I defended my dissertation. And I was like, what? Are you freaking kidding me? You understand? Y'all all have seen how much work, hell, sweat, blood, tears I have been through over these last 3-4 years trying to get this dang on PhD. And so I deserve to be called doctor. And so does Dr. Jill Biden. And I mean, that man right there, my husband looked him up because he was so mad. He was like, he 80 years old. He has not taught at Northwestern for over 20 years. Northwestern actually denounced him. They denounced him, and they removed all references from their website of him and said that they do not believe in his they do not agree with his misogynistic views. They said that.
Yes.
Because he's mad. He's in his feelings and he's mad, and just let him go in a corner and sit somewhere. But that's ridiculous. It was just like, I almost wanted to say, why y'all talking about this? Because that man don't mean nothing to her doctor. So it would be like, boy, bye. Boy, bye.
Do you guys think that they would have asked a man to do that?
No,
absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
That's why it's sexist. You wouldn't have said that to a man.
No.
Because
he just showed how immature and petty he is. Yeah, he just petty. He in his feelings because
very much so.
In his feelings. Wham,
Very
wham.
much so.
Yeah, wham, 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 wham.
I've had 2 people in my family go through their dissertation. My sister and my son. I know the nights that they were both up. I remember my sister like crying like you, Kiki. I know there were many times when Philip was getting toward the wire and living out in California, Tracy and the boys were here so that he wouldn't feel guilty not being able to contribute. You know what I'm saying? Like helping, because the baby was a baby. He literally was like maybe 5 to like 9 months old by the time Philip walked across it was a lot. A lot.
Yeah,
Yes,
and I got
no.
two little ones. I
I
got
know you do.
two babies.
Yeah, our sister Candace should be on here. She said haters are gonna hate. Hi,
Haters gonna
sister.
That's
hate.
true. That's
Hey,
true. They just
Yeah.
they just secret admirers anyway. So for real, they just admiring you. That's just that they hide behind that. So just when he be okay. Be okay.
And he doesn't even have a PhD or anything to be talking. So
That's what I'm saying.
he has,
That's what I'm saying.
like, you don't
Like
even
shut up.
right. You
Shut
don't I like the Lisa.
Shut
Say it
up.
again. Say it again.
Shut up. I know that's not nice, but right now that wasn't nice what you did. So shut up.
Candace, you pretty anyway. You don't need to be camera ready. You know, we just get on here and hang out. But anyway, but that kind of like threw me for a loop. I'm like they wouldn't have said that if Joe Biden was Dr. Joe Biden, right? He would have been President Dr. Joe Biden and all the rest of his little accolades. Nobody would have said nothing.
Exactly.
He wanted to have something to say. He wanted people to listen. So
And what I love about
also speaks to
is that
it
she
speaks
is
to where we are as a country.
Why am I
Say
hearing
that
myself
again,
back?
Gail. I'm sorry.
I said what I love about this first lady, she's actually a working first lady going into and she have her own career, she have her own accolades, she have her own stuff, and I love it. And I'm just happy about it. I really
Me
am.
too.
I really am. And she stands on her own, and she have her own. I really love that, and I think that America got it right. So let's talk about that.
yeah, I think she time enough for him. So I just say tell
for
him to
sure.
call her and then see how that goes. So go and call her and tell her she ain't a doctor. See how that work out for you. Go on.
Mm-hmm.
Jill got you. Okay.
I mean, you know what? America done lit him up anyway. So
Right. And well,
Right,
you know, like you say, 80
But
years
it
old. So this might be his. Yeah, never mind. I'm gonna be quiet. I mean,
All right.
but it does where we are.
Well, you know, we had a president
where we are.
5 weeks ago now, right? Was it 5 weeks ago? Yeah, 5 weeks, and yeah, they just now coming around to say he is the president elect, and your boy is saying that he ain't leaving. So what y'all think gonna happen to
he gonna get out,
him? You about to cuss?
and I bleep myself out.
I know. I was gonna say, how you do that? How you do that?
You know, when you got little kids, you just gotta learn how to do.
I always miss the point where you're supposed to bleep though. So how you get that on point?
No, you know, when you got little kids, you know how to bleep.
Because I usually say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't."
He gonna get the out.
Exactly. Because he gonna go. And you know what? He's gonna go because what he doesn't want is to be embarrassed by somebody coming in there and removing him. So he gonna go. Trust and believe he gonna go, because what his narcissism won't do is allow him to be embarrassed.
Yes.
And to get put out the White House, because he's not the president no more.
Well, you know what? I was watching this thing, and this lady brought this up, and I had no idea, and I don't know if y'all have. Turns out that, for one, he said he did not believe in mail-in voting, but up until he got into the White House, that's how he voted.
He mailed in this time too.
Oh, but he don't believe in that. That's first one. The second thing is that he is not actually a resident of Florida, because his villa, his estate that he has in Florida actually was never zoned for residence, right? So he can't call that a residence, and nobody is able to stay there past 30 days. So when he gets out of the White House, he can't go to Florida and stay in that house. So he's gonna have to purchase another house. Or if he goes to New York, you know what's gonna happen. He's gonna be wearing bracelets that ain't the fluffy ones I like to wear.
Oh,
and
she is waiting for him. She's like, come to mama. Come to me.
I think it's actually
right now.
21 days that they can't stay there consecutively, like, you know, for over 21 days.
Oh, I thought it was 30.
He made a contract when he did that Mar-a-Lago. He made it so that in the contract he can only stay less than 21 days. That's it. Can't stay
So
longer.
all the realtors in the house, while we're bringing in, the new, hey, you might have a potential client. So, hey, because we got other things to do instead of watching him play, find a house. So,
yes.
yeah.
I know some realtors down in Florida. They can help him.
But he got plenty of money to buy a house because all of these people who are donating money for this revote and for all these things, all this money that they are donating to him that he's going to put in his pocket and take with him when he gets booted out the White House, he'll have plenty of money to use, because I don't think people believe that he's going to keep this money, because he's not donating it to nobody. Let's be clear. It's going to the Donald Trump fund himself. So he's going to have plenty of their money to go buy a house.
Yeah, they say he's raised over 300 and something million dollars since he lost. And I'm like, dang, that, like, usually it's the reverse. You know what I mean? Like, the donations go down, but
that is crazy.
But people think, so people talk about other con artists and scam artists. He might go down in history.
That's the baddest one.
People need to stop. People need to stop being so. People just need to stop being so daggone gullible. This is crazy.
Lisa,
denial is so. I ain't never.
Lisa, they not gullible. They know full well.
Yep.
What they know full well what they want, and they want to believe this.
But
this is
what I'm saying when I
do.
say gullible, I mean to even. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. And nobody is giving money to someone else so that they can buy a house. Who does that? I mean, heck, we're not even funding our children to go buy their whole homes because ain't nobody got no money like that. It's like, come on, man. We talking about in the middle of COVID, people losing their jobs and giving money to what I mean by gullible, when you even give money even to somebody who is not him, are you paying attention to? I mean, are you paying attention? I mean, just saying. Ain't nobody got time for this. Ain't nobody got time for this, y'all.
He's their hope.
He's their hope.
But the thing is, I believe people are afraid to go against him. They're afraid to go against him, and they're afraid that in 4 years he's going to have impact on the next election, because he does have such a strong base and following that are sold out for him. We know some people personally that literally are sold out for him, and they think we're the ones being deceived. I think I'm fairly intelligent. I'm probably not the smartest one on here, but I think I'm fairly intelligent. I think I know for a fact I have a relationship with my creator, Almighty God. But yeah, there's a lot of people that really believe that he's a man of God that has a whole bunch of.
But here's the thing. If you guys have not read the book Cast, Cast, I don't even know if I got it sit right here anywhere. But Isabel, I forgot her last name, Wilkerson, I think. She wrote a book about Cast, about how really slavery came about and how racism and prejudice actually came about. And really, basically it came about from people who are mainly white people creating a story about Black people, right? Creating the story. And the story has been perpetuated over years, right? And so what I see Trump doing is he's creating a story about the election. And if you keep saying this lie enough, over time, people will continue to believe this, and it will be just that, right? And so, like, white people would say that Black people are so, like, violent, but they invented slavery. That is the epitome of violence. Like they invented, they were the KKK. They hung people from a tree. That is the epitome of violence. So you tell me who's the violent one, right?
Mhm.
But they have created such an amazing story about Black people and who we are, and it has perpetuated over so many years that people continue to believe it.
Believe
And I
it.
think what he is doing right now is he's continuing to perpetuate a story. And when you think about make America great again, again, what does that really mean? Again, because again has never happened for Black people. We
Correct.
have never had a great America because we have never been considered equal. And so, and that's why a lot of people are like, well, just because I'm a Republican, you can't say I'm racist and stuff like that. But you have to really be under the lines of what's happening here. And I don't think that most people are doing that. And I don't think that a lot of people care to even do it. And
Right.
so that's why I spend a lot of my time in my company talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. But I spend a lot of time giving people perspective, because whether you want to realize it or not, this stuff exists.
Mm-hmm.
And it is being perpetuated every single day in the highest office.
Yep.
So
Yeah. When you think
Well,
about how he wanted to recall the votes in Georgia, in Philadelphia, in Wisconsin, and in Michigan, and the heavy places that he wants to recall them are the ones where it's heavily minority populated. That says something. When you think about like how we as a Black Americans are portrayed in the media and everything else, so that when foreigners come into this country, they think they can treat us the same way that they see on television, and you have to like correct them. Oh no, that's not my name. Oh no, that's not who I am. Like you said, you have to re-educate them. Like, no, this does not exist in this space. I'm not that person. And so it's like they feel that they can talk down to us. They can be condescending. All the things that are just like, it's frustrating sometimes.
very,
Yeah.
But
very.
there
Yeah.
has to be more conversations about diversity and inclusion, and that is the problem. A lot of people do not want to have this conversation. I work for the
Nope.
federal government and have for over 30 plus years. It is amazing to me that you only want to discuss it when there is an issue, somebody has filed an EEO complaint. Just with all the things that is going on in this country and has been over the last 2 or 3, 4 years, I would think that it would make employers a little bit more aware of some of the things that they need to do so they can start changing the culture within their workplace. And I had somebody ask me a question: why are you not in a certain position? And I said, well, in order for me to get to this position, A, I have to leave my organization because A, they don't like women, and B, they don't like Black women, and we don't have many Black women managers. I said, but nobody's willing to check the temperature of the organization to see this and to have the discussion and to talk about why that is an issue. And we as African Americans, sometimes it's hard, but we have to have some conversations with people and some of our own about inclusion and diversity and what that really means and how we have to be a part of the change as well. And I don't think all of us get that. We have to be
Well,
a part of the change as well.
Tawan, I want to say too to that, because I think, sometimes we're waiting for everybody to do it as a group. And it just doesn't happen that way. So, I mean, and I learned that the hard way because my mother used to tell me, you fight, always fighting the cause for somebody. Sometimes it ain't none of your business. And I said, but the reason is because when I see something that's not being done correctly or is disrespectful, whatever, then I tend to say something because it's just not my turn. So I don't look at it like, oh, well, it's not me, so I don't have nothing to do with it. What happens is you get blacklisted and now nobody want to work with you, or oh, she's difficult or whatever. But what I had to do was say, I don't care what,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, roll with that, do what you got to do. But I had to fight. And unfortunately, individually, and I have to put it on us, we don't want to do the fight. We don't want to fight. It's like, oh my gosh, if you come out looking like you fighting all the time, then they're going to judge you. But it was like, so what? If you are fighting for something that's right, then let them write that narrative if they want to, but you got to keep pushing. And I found out that people, it was okay when we was having private conversations, and I mean, I had a whole room full of people, but then when I finally made the meeting of hey, he's here, I couldn't find nobody, and everybody's like, oh no, I'm good. Okay, but it's funny because when you keep pushing and you move forward, it might take a little longer. But when you move forward and go on and do something else, then you get them phone calls and say, hey, this is going on. I don't work there anymore. Sorry, I can't help you. We don't
Kiki,
help
this is
each other.
why the work that you do is so important to these organizations. This is why the work that you do is like 100% important, and you have to just keep forging forward with what you do. All right, I want to end on this last note before we get off of here. Y'all getting that vaccine? Look at, drink something. Drink it. Nobody, look, everybody looking off.
Well,
Okay, so my son just sent me a he hold on. He just
I
She done
mean,
walked off camera. I can't.
no, because
Just,
I had to get my phone. My son sent me something about it. So it's interesting because he sent me something that said, oh, here it is. It says Robert F. Kennedy Jr. warns, don't take the COVID-19 vaccine under any circumstances. And he says, because it contains an untested new technology known as mRNA, the long-term side effects, which are completely unknown. So I just got to do some more research.
well, the reason why I wanted to ask that question is because, of course, I have guardianship and custody over my 93-year-old aunt, who's amazing, who has called me 7 times today, and
I ain't glad you said
Exactly.
and she didn't want cheeseburgers, and she wanted hot fries, and she wanted to spread some Christmas cheer. Like she didn't, and she don't remember she called me, but it's okay because I'm gonna answer the phone regardless. Love her to death. And but she's in an assisted living facility, and the thing is that it's the frontliners, and then it'll be them, and I have to make that decision, right? And I have to also be, hey Sonia, how are you? I have to make a decision because I know if I say no, I'm gonna have to move. And she doesn't do well with change, right? Because they had moved her from one part of the facility to another when COVID broke out, so they could keep people who had, been compromised separate. And she was thinking they moved her to a whole nother state and all this kind of stuff. And so, it's like, what do I, you know what I mean? Not, that's one situation. I also live in a household with a medical professional, and he's like, no, ma'am.
So are they making him get it? Like, what's gonna be the deal?
I don't want to talk about that right now, but no, ma'am. No, ma'am. And so it's just hard, right? It's hard because not only do we have to make decisions, I got to make a decision for her too. And we're kind of like an underlayer, like the lower layers. Like she and he is the top of layers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's just, I believe, HIV has been around for years and years, since the early 90s that it began, and that's a virus and they ain't found no cure for that. I just question, how can you come up with something in 8 months?
It is pretty fast.
So okay.
I mean, I'm hopeful. Let me just say this though. I'm actually hopeful though. I want it to work. I mean, I'm ready for COVID. I do. I want it to work because I'm ready for COVID to go away.
Me too.
So if for those who don't want the virus, or not, I mean, don't want, no, we all don't want the virus.
All don't want that
For
virus.
all who don't want to take the vaccine, my question is, so what is the alternative to not taking the vaccine because, like Kiki said, and I really am tired of, just stressing about daily what to do, how to handle. So when do we get to the end of it if we're choosing not to take the vaccine? For instance, and the only reason why I'm saying this is because, and because it's a conversation that we, I talk about often, just trying to figure it all out. Because even with children, now children can't even go to school without vaccines. And so people didn't make those kind of decisions because your kids can't go to school without the vaccine. So we all had them. So is it that people don't want to, because I'm trying to figure out what's the other way around this. So how do you do this and live and get back to, I don't want to say normal because things ain't normal no more, but how do we move forward with
I'm gonna
this
tell you how.
without the vaccine?
I'm gonna tell you how.
Before you say this, Kiki, the thing is now they're developing a card, right? So when you get the vaccine, you get a card, sort of like your shot record. And if you don't have that card, you're not going to be able to travel. You're not, just like Lisa say, certain industries, the healthcare industry, certain industries, if you don't have it, like, people serving us food, all the people work, if you don't have that card, then you're not going to be able to function.
Well, also too, but what I think is going to happen in the long run is that people are going to take it. They are still testing. And I think that the people who do take the vaccine, they're going to still be doing research and finding out what works. And they're going to continue to refine the vaccine. And at some point, hopefully it'll get to a point where it just works, right? Like the flu, flu shot. I mean, not to say that you can't still get the flu, but at some point there'll be enough people that will take this vaccine. There'll be enough research out there for a refinement, and there'll be enough people who are not getting COVID, and that will bring the numbers down so that everybody else is not as at risk as they used to be, because the number of people who are getting the shots are increased, because people are going to get it. The number of people who are getting that vaccine is enough people that they can continue to bring down the numbers and also continue to refine the vaccine.
Yeah, but there's also been. Hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Say what you were saying.
It's been a couple of people, frontline workers, that have received it, that said after they got it, they just don't feel, and it has nothing to do with the side effects, because they say you can get a headache, you have sore muscles, all those kind of things, which you can get with any vaccine, right? But they're saying that their mechanics, their brain is fogged. They just don't feel like they're present. They feel like they have encountered, or something has happened where it has altered their being. Is that making sense?
I mean, these things are going to have certain side effects to people. Like, it's just what it is when something new like this has come out. They're going to have to study all of this.
Yeah.
So it would be like the Moderna one versus. Go ahead, Tawan. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, one of the things I read is that they've already had the vaccine. Some of the things that they were doing and used could never get passed by the FDA. That's why it could not be used as a vaccine. But now that you have so many people dying and they need to cure people and find some way to bring, to end this pandemic, now things are being approved because they were using fluids from the embryos and different things that were so illegal 10 or 20 years ago. They had this. They already had the cure. Now they just put it together, and now people are saying, yes, we will go ahead and approve this. So that's why you could come up with it so quickly. But like Lisa said, you got to take a vaccine just for everything. And let's be very clear. COVID is not going anywhere. It's like the flu. It will be back. We're just going to have to find some way of how to deal with it And I think when Kiki said enough people get the vaccine in them, and then there might be some level of balance. But at some point in time, we all probably will wind up having to get the vaccine. I just like to be in that number when you have refined it so much that I will feel comfortable. But if you really think about it, like, okay, so my ex-husband, his wife cannot take it because she's allergic to eggs. And one of the products in this has some egg base. So she cannot take it. And guess what? She's in a senior home and she's one of those ones who need it because, in the first line to get it. So now how are y'all going to handle her in a senior environment and handle? So it's still some of us who are not even going to be able to take it because of some of the things that's in it that we can't. Like, I can't take a flu shot at all. I mean, they're recommending it, and I asked my doctor, "Well, you think I should go ahead and get it?" And he said, "No, I think not, because I think if you get it, you'll get sick, like you did the last time, and you have to go to the hospital, and it might increase your chances of getting COVID. So stay behind in the house." I think I did that bleep thing, Lisa. Stay, stay in the house, and then you don't have to worry about it.
All right, Grandma to one.
Well, Sonia said it causes because it causes changes in your DNA. That's what Sonia said, and somebody said exactly what I said. Okay,
It causes changes in your DNA. You
that's
said
what
that it
Sonia.
makes them feel lightheaded and foggy. But you can take a Valium and it makes you do that, because I went to the dentist this morning. They gave me a Valium and I felt foggy, and it took me a long time to get out of it. I'm just saying.
I'm glad you working from home, child.
But think about
Well, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying though, because medicine in general makes you feel, that's why I don't like to take medicine anymore. It just alters the way you feel. So I don't like it. And I mean, it's just so much going around, but I do feel like I just think at some point we can say what we're not going to do, but I'm just trying to figure out how realistically we're going to move on in life, and it's kind of like when people didn't want to take the COVID test. I mean, it was kind of like, I'm not taking it. If I don't have no symptoms, I'm not taking it. But when things happened and people were feeling a certain kind of way, or there was some kind of exposure, people was in line saying they forgot that they said they weren't going to take this test, and they was getting the test, okay? Because it was like, I need to know. I mean, even when, with my husband, I was like, when you go, we had to rush him to the emergency room, but I said, yeah, tell him you need to take that test. Because, it's, I know he was uncomfortable with it, but it was like, okay, but everything with COVID has to do with everybody else. So it's not about you. So, and we're making these decisions based on me, but your family. So, if somebody's saying I'm not going to do it, but they have young kids, they have all kinds of things going on, is the answer still that I'm not going to do this if this will help so that nobody, I don't know. I'm just asking for a way around it. I don't know that there's a way around it. I don't want to be first. I get that. I mean, I don't have that to worry about, but I do think that everything comes with layers. Some people are willing to go first, just like when they told us to go back to work, right? They're like, volunteer. I said, put me behind the last person. I'm volunteering for the last behind the last, because I'm not going, but there were enough people who wanted to go back to work, so let them go. You ain't got to push me out. Let them go and do what they do. So, I mean, I think with the vaccine is going to work kind of the same. There's some people who are willing to, as you can see, some people are jumping on tables after they get the vaccine, and, and nothing may happen to them. I don't know. It's just hard to say, but I don't know any way around it. But based on other vaccines.
If there with any side effects, any deaths that result from this, it's a virus, and again, it's a vaccine. It's not a cure, so you have no recourse.
Right.
You can't sue nobody or nothing. One lady said, "Oh wow, nobody knows what's in it with all the allergies. It could be deadly for many," which is true. All right, I want to end on this because this is our last evening tea with Gail for the year. Can y'all believe it? Like, this year to me has flown just fast. But I will say, I want to end with you guys telling me what you learned from this year, what you accomplished and what you're looking forward to in 2021. And so I was gonna go first, but I ain't gonna go first. I'll let Kim go first, and I'll end it. Yeah. So, what have you learned this year? Right. What are you what have you accomplished this year? What are you looking forward to in 2021?
What I've learned is resilience.
Mhm.
What I've accomplished this year was a satellite nutrition club, which will eventually turn into a brick and mortar location come 2021. So that's my goal. Exactly. Also, I will be downsizing my schedule for hair. So it'll be 2 days worth of hair with probably one Saturday out of the month, and the rest of the days will be with Herbalife. So I'm going full out.
Amen.
Ooh,
Amen.
yay.
All right, Miss Ramsey.
What I learned this year is that I can do hard things. And what I've accomplished this year has been I completed a doctoral degree. And I also actually started a new company that is doing extremely, extremely well. I'm feeling super, super blessed. And what I'm looking forward to next year is being able to work by day and sleep by night.
Right. All right, Miss Lisa.
What I learned to overcome my fear. This thing kind of catapulted me into being terrified. But I learned that I can push through, and I increased my faith in more ways than I thought I was on my game. But yeah, I has a ways to go. But I'm hoping that well, and I'm not going to say hoping. I am planning to increase my businesses and prepare for retirement. I am looking forward. I know I got 5 years, but I'm telling you, them 5 years go fast. And I am so ready to pour into the businesses that are doing very well this year. And just increase my craft. And I don't mean craft like my crafts, but just increase my knowledge in the areas that I'm pushing forward in. And I am starting a new business that called DSM Media. So I'm excited about that. I'm teaming up with someone, and we are going to help people to create commercials and all kinds of stuff to get out there that still stays in my group. So I'm trying to build this empire, this media somewhat empire. So I'm excited about it.
Amen. Amen. Mr. Juan.
What did I learn this year? I learned this year that I'm not as obedient as I thought I was. Um, and that the house has what the house needs if you're willing to really pay attention. Um, and one thing that God really has impressed upon me or revealed to me is you keep asking me for something and you keep saying I'm not answering your prayer, but you have what it is, but you won't get out your own way and do it. And it was a
Mm.
hard lesson for me because I was like, I thought I was really operating and doing those things. And Holy Spirit said, you are, but you keep asking me to increase your income, but you keep turning down clients in a certain area. And I don't understand why when I'm bringing you the income. But I didn't want to go in that direction. I just did not want to go. But when I sat back and I reflected on it and I saw how many people were coming to me for that particular thing, I was like, oh, okay. And what my fear was, it was something I never really was interested in. And I did not feel like I was good at that craft. So I have been studying it and studying it and studying and trying to learn as much as I can about this subject. I really don't want to talk about it right now, but in 2021, I do have my first client in that area. So learning just to be more obedient and to listen to the Holy Spirit and move, not just when I feel like it's good, but all the time. So that was my lesson learned. My accomplishment was being obedient Because when I heard it, then I just operated in obedience. I didn't fight it this time. I operated, and I think that's a big accomplishment. Because sometimes when you fear and when you feel like you don't have what it takes, you still fight against it. And I didn't fight it anymore. I just embraced it and was like, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to position myself a little bit more so I can be good in my craft, as Lisa said. So, and as for 2021. One of the things I do not do is I don't do a lot of collaboration. So I am working on collaborating more with individuals to do different things. And COVID has taught me what my business did not have. So what I need to put in place, so I have been putting a lot of things in place so that I don't have to worry about those things if we ever come into a pandemic again, and I can continue to flourish in my business now and moving forward. So it has been a challenging year, but it has been a good year of learning and reflecting and growing for me. Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Well, for me, what I have literally learned this year is that my online game matters, right? Because most of my business model was traveling, teaching, and speaking and selling from the stage. And I realized that my online game was not what I thought it was. So I learned to pivot. I also learned to surround myself with talent that could take my online game to a whole nother level and pay for it, right? The other thing, what I also learned is that I had been holding myself back and stifling myself and walking in the fullness of what God has called me to do, to really focus in on the intimacy, love, and sex part of my business. And I know I had to search within and figure out why I was holding myself back. And it was because when my children was in school, I never, I now, you know how you had that aha moment? I never wanted my boys to have to explain what their mother did, right? Why did your mother is on TV talking about this, or why your mother has this podcast, all of those different things. Now that they're adults, they can handle it, right? They understand and they can handle it. And so what God showed me this year was to pivot, to walk in my brilliance, to really pray and ask for the things that I truly wanted, not to hide behind, oh, I can't say this, oh, I can't do this. And when I literally hired an amazing talent by the name of Jordan, right? And he was like, Miss Gail, you have to talk about these things because you come from a Christian perspective. You come from a perspective of knowledge, because so many people did not go to school to do what you do, right? And when I really stepped into my brilliance, that's when my whole business model changed. And I began to really walk in the fullness of what God has created me to do for marriages. And so for me, I am so optimistic, and we set tangible goals this year, and I have exceeded every last one of them, as far as revenue, as far as numbers and those kind of things. And so I am grateful that God, Jordan was put in my life, and I actually met him through Sean, right? And he has literally helped me expand the way I've been thinking. 2021, I am committed not to I am so committed to bring all my brilliance when it comes to that, to online classes that matter, to charge what I am worth, right? And when I started charging what I was worth and not worrying about everything else, or if I'm going to clients, that's when my whole entire business model changed. So I am grateful for that. So look for some amazing classes that I probably wouldn't have never taught, right, online, to go online. And like I said, I have a game plan to take my whole entire business model around the world, and it's already happening. So I'm already walking in what God has showed me that I should have been walking in years ago. And I appreciate every last one of you ladies for saying, Gail, like, why aren't you doing this or whatever? Because even though y'all thought I wasn't listening, I was listening. So I appreciate you.
Amen.
Yeah. Amen.
Amen.
So you guys, it has been amazing again. Thank you guys so much for joining us here on Evening Tea with Gail. Have an amazing, blessed holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy, what else? What is it? Happy Hanukkah. What's the other stuff they celebrate around here? I don't know. But just be safe. Love on one another. If you have the ability to give, give, because that is the best thing that you can do is give. I'm telling you, I'm a living witness. Everybody I know on here sows into the kingdom, sows into other people's lives. And I'm telling you, it comes back. We are so blessed. And stop looking at what you don't have and begin to celebrate everything that you do have. Because as long as you have breath in your body, then you have one more chance to get it right. I love you guys to pieces. Have an amazing, amazing night.
Good night.
Good night.